Let me tell you about a guy named Earl Hickey, someone who really shouldn't be idolized. Sure, My Name Is Earl tried to sell us this heartwarming story about a guy who turns his life around by checking off a list of bad deeds. But let's be real, Earl was a pathetic person. He spent most of his life making selfish, stupid choices and only tried to do the right thing when his own skin was on the line. If you think that's the definition of redemption, then we need to rethink what it means to actually be a good person. Welcome to Movie Bites. Today with My Name Is Earl, cast then and now. First up, we have Jason Lee, who brought to life Earl Hickey. Is that even a name? Honestly, I really hated this guy. Earl was the kind of person who spent his entire life causing chaos, and only when karma knocked him flat did he decide, hey, maybe I should try being a decent human being. Really? Earl? It took you losing a lottery ticket and getting hit by a car to realize stealing and lying were bad ideas? Let's not forget most of his good deeds were just damage control for the nonsense he'd already caused. Earl wasn't some noble hero on a journey of redemption. He was just a guy desperately trying to clear his conscience after years of being a selfish, irresponsible train wreck. If this is the guy people want to root for, maybe we're setting the bar way too low. Up next is Jaime Pressly, who portrayed Joy, Earl's ex-wife and possibly the most chaotic person on the planet. Let's talk about Joy for a second. She cheated on Earl left, right, and center, and somehow she acted like he was the problem in the relationship. I mean, sure, Earl was no saint, but Joy didn't even try to fake being decent. Her loyalty had the lifespan of a mayfly. And then there's her, wardrobe choices. Let's just say Joy wasn't exactly big on wearing underwear, or clothes that made any sense for that matter. She could have at least invested in some fabric. But no, she strutted around like it was Mardi Gras every day, and you just knew she'd start a fight over something petty, like the last hot dog at a barbecue. Joy wasn't just messy. She was a walking tornado of bad decisions and worse excuses. We can't forget to mention Crabman. Oh wait, sorry, Crapman. I mean, Crabman. Eddie Steeples portrayed this guy, and let's be real, Crabman wasn't as innocent as he seemed. Sure, he had that laid-back vibe, the big smile, and he made some killer waffles at the Crab Shack. But let's not ignore the fact that this guy stole another man's wife. Yeah, I said it. While Earl was out there trying to turn his life around, Crabman was cozying up to Joy, Earl's wife. And the worst part, he didn't even seem to feel bad about it. He was all, hey Earl, want some fries with that betrayal? Like, come on Crabman, you couldn't pick someone else? You're walking around with this holier-than-thou attitude while playing house with your buddy's ex? Not cool, man. Not cool. Let's move on to Ethan Suplee, who portrayed Randy Hickey, Earl's lovable but utterly clueless brother. Now, Randy was meant to be the comedic relief, but let's be honest, this guy was a mess. Every time he opened his mouth, it was like a train wreck waiting to happen. He wasn't just dim-witted, he was ridiculously oblivious to everything around him. He didn't know boundaries, he didn't know how to hold down a job, and let's not forget, the guy was forever stuck in Earl's shadow. But honestly, as much as Randy was a walking disaster, you have to feel a little sorry for him. He was the type of guy who probably thought 2 plus 2 was a philosophical debate. Still, you can't help but wonder, how is it that Earl, a man who literally spent years doing everything wrong, somehow ended up being the responsible one in the family? Maybe Randy should have taken a page from his list, or at least tried to read it. Moving on, we have Nadine Velasquez, who portrayed Catalina, the stunning motel maid who got entangled in Earl's messy life. Now, Catalina seemed like she had it together at first, but let's not kid ourselves, she wasn't exactly free from drama. One of the more interesting twists with Catalina was her relationship with Randy. Here's the thing. She was keeping Randy on a pedestal, but let's be honest, she never truly loved him in a romantic way. She just saw him as this harmless, well-meaning guy who needed someone to look after him, and frankly, he wasn't exactly hard to manipulate. Catalina treated Randy like a pet project, keeping him around, but never really seeing him for anything more than a cute, goofy guy who she didn't have to take seriously. And lastly, we have Patty, the daytime prostitute with a flair for chaos and zero concern for consequences, played by the brilliant Dale Dickey. Fun fact, this wasn't Dale's first time playing a lady of the night. She also appeared as a prostitute in Breaking Bad. Clearly, she's got a talent for bringing these gritty, off-the-rails characters to life. Now let's not beat around the bush. Patty wasn't exactly a moral compass, even in a world as dysfunctional as My Name is Earl. She earned her living in the world's oldest profession, and let's just say subtlety was not her strong suit. While Earl was busy trying to fix his karma, Patty seemed like she was collecting as much bad karma as possible, one bad decision at a time. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.